Good afternoon. This is Wags Chicago. Today's the 15th day, January. The year's 22 for the record. I won't screw around with that right now. There is that Tonga volcano out in the South Pacific that everybody should know by now. It went off this morning. We had tsunami alerts, not we, California, and everybody in between from there all the way to your left of your screen, all the way to the north is a tsunami warning. There's helicopters over I think it was Orange County, California, up and down the coast, telling people with bullhorns over the police helicopters to get out of there. And then now they're expecting like a half a foot wave to hit California, whatever. My point of all this is I keep reporting on the sulfur and the high carbon or CO concentration, carbon monoxide for about a year, and a lot of it's been Yellowstone down to Illinois, all the way to Lake Michigan there and the Great Lakes. There's a bunch of sulfur coming out of there for no reason, and NOAA, NASA, Space Fars, all these places I send it to every week at the time. Now it's every month. No answers. Here's the area of your volcano, the underground, underwater, volcano. Look at that sulfur. That's west or east of Australia. Let's see how high these levels are. I just want you to see this because I show you this all the time, but I never get to do it in real time with a real volcano. See how that works? What are we at? This is 23-degree line, by the way, where all the problems have been happening with the portals opening. Oh my, I didn't even realize that. Hey, that's a whole nother thing. 233. See down here to the bottom right of your screen. I'm moving the mouse. The scale stops at 100. 100. 233 is more than 100% more than that if you know how to do old school math. The old timeline we came from, some of us. Some of you are from this timeline or whatever this garbage. Here's 240. 240. Remember that number because I still going to keep reporting on this garbage. What was that? 233. I always try to get the highest point because that's why I'm assuming where the hole is, if you want to call it that. This would be a volcano. See how that works? These are volcano gases. See that? Tonga. See all these islands right here? Is it in there? Hopefully I'm in the right place. If not, this is another area you better watch out. I'm pretty sure that's where we're at, right? It doesn't matter. It is. It's this area. It was out by the South Pacific. Anyways, I just don't know which islands those are. And I want to show you some other garbage. Take a look at California. Speaking of volcanoes and earthquakes, let's scoot over here. Oh, look at this mess. Look at, oh my, look, this, there's a lot of salt, or this is carbon. I'll look at the sulfur in a second. Hang on. Whoa, look at this black hole looking thing. Hey, whoa. That looks like it's really high. Anybody want to put in a comment? I'll wait a second. What do you think, right where my little hand is? See down here, this is the scale. It stops at the way less than that. I think. What do you guys think this level is going to come out to be? And I don't even know where we're at. We're somewhere in the Middle East, I think. These are mountains. Oh, that's good. There's a little lake right there, by the way. There's a lake right here. This looks like it's the center of a freaking volcano. Give me 3 or 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's see it. What do we got? What is our levels? We are at 43 degrees north for the record. 169. Let's see if it gets any higher. So that's 1.5 times the scale. See how that works? That's why I couldn't tell the color because we're off the scale. See how that works or not? Where is this? This is some mountainous area. What we got here? I'm listening to Led Zeppelin "Stairway to Heaven." It's getting my head. Man, that's a good tune, even though it's probably Evil's F. But it is Evil's F. You listen to it all backwards and shit. The dark arts, man, they know what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? Look at all these other hot pockets here. What is this? That's in. Where is this? Afghanistan. Where is that? Kazakhstan. Teldaki, whatever. So out there somewhere, right? Anyways, it's God or the military. See how that works? But this is starting to look like God or something. See how that works? And I'm going to be doing a video in a little while about that big rock in the Book of R. There's just something that keeps bugging me about that since I had that dream about 2 years before all this garbage started. The 3 kids in my yard, I think I've talked about it before. Where's this? It's about at the top of the scale. So when you're looking at the scale, that's 100 right here, right there. There's 100. See that? So this doohickey is now starting to look normal, but it ain't. That's off the scale. It should be blue to nothing. See how that works? See the blue up here? That's what it should look like. It should be all blue, like you're looking at water. You're looking at red hot portals to hell, maybe. See how that works? And by the way, speaking of the portal to hell, Cuba's up and running. This is going to be longer than I thought it was. Sorry about that, but I'm trying to get this out of the way first. Oh, look at Africa. What do we got down here? What's this doing? And now you're going to tell me the USGS I did have a conference before my channel was taken out. I had a nice combo on the tweets. It was a Sunday. I don't know if I can get in my account where I could search. I don't think you can. You can, I think. I can log in from the outside, but I can't get into it. Permanently, just say permanently taken out of the Twitter on that thing. But anyways, they were actually talking to me on a Sunday. So I sent them my volcano theory video, let's call it, of the volcano we got in America called Yellowstone, and how there were little footprints going all the way to the Alaska volcano, and a lot of this gas that I'm showing you right here, just like this, little footprints of this is what I'll call a footprint. See how that works? And it sure as hell looked like, if there were forest fires in some of those regions, and I kept asking, what's causing said forest fires? That's the question. See, you wizards you will say it's forest fires. Why is there forest fire? There was no storm. See how that works? Look at this, 224. This is 2.5 times. Almost 2.5 times. In today's math, this is called apples. This is apples. This is an apple. Go get your booster rooster. This is an apple. See how that works? But in my old world, this is 240, and the scale stops at 100. That's almost 1.5 times, or 2.5 times. The scale. You see how that works? Or no? Let's see if there's any carbon monoxide here. Not too bad. Carbon monoxide is not too bad. Where are we? I don't even know where I'm at. That's where we're in Congo. So that's Africa. See how that works? Maybe this is volcano garbage. Or what do you call underneath the land plate if it's a volcano, right? It's a volcano, right? It's still a volcano, I think. These are all on that line. Look at this is the line. Let me go across. Hang on. Watch this. Oh, look at India. Jesus. Look. Oh, my. Look at China. Look at the CO gassing. Holy crap. Last time we saw this was in 2020, early when everybody was joking that it was the portable morgues. Remember they had the crematories going? And I got videos. Go look at my January 2020. I got videos that was live streamed, so you got to go through them. Maybe I should do it. That's the last time I saw this high gassing over such a wide area when they allegedly, it's crazy, right? Could have been burning something. You see how that works? Because they only had like 300 cases in the whole country, but a bunch of people were possibly. I'm not going to say it because I don't want this to be weird. You see what I'm saying? Or I do, but I can't. Where are we at here? What happened? You guys have been watching my channel. If you're new to this channel, I see patterns, by the way, to a scale level that most people don't get unless you're autistic. And I'm not autistic, but why is it? It's not. Oh, am I too close? Hang on. That's between North Korea and China. Look how bright that is. Isn't that pretty? All this gassing. By the way, why am I not getting a reading? Oh, China, I heard turn their shit off for some of this radar garbage. Oh, there it is. Ooh, I thought they turned it off. 1881 parts per billion volume. The scale stops at 1200. If they're not making products that are getting shipped here, by the way, here's a little news doohickey for you. China just announced they just shut down a whole bunch of export ports. So if you thought your shells were getting light now, oh, 1666, where'd that go? They're going to get really light. So prepare for no products or not. Look at these levels. What is this down here? I have not seen this since the Wuhan crisis started, but it was in pocket. This is almost the whole country of China. Or am I not seeing things right? What are you burning? This is, by the way, this is CO. This only comes from burning fossil fuels or lava. See how that works? But I don't think they got lava because, oh, wait, maybe they do. Here's this. This is sulfur. China, I thought you were doing this stuff for the climate. Weren't you running windmills and stuff? What do you do? You're burping out this garbage? Look, what are they? This is the pockets I was telling you about, by the way. Like if you had big crematory or not, if I was making a movie, these would be crematoriums, portable ones. Well, these would be big. This is a big area, but what are you burning, China? Look at this gassing. I thought you were in that French contractors. Oh, wait, you told them to F themselves, didn't you? But America's going to pay this tax. See the carbon tax? Hey, America, while you're on your knees getting your swabs, look at what China's doing. See how that works? They give a two. I almost swore. They can give two Fs. See how that works? All right, anyways, right here in the center of your screen is about that line of the belt I see. Let's take a look at the radar real quick. Might as well since we're here, right? And I'm in a goofy mood today. Started out in a bad mood. This is cheering me up a little because this is more like God looking to me than man. If it's God, I'm good with it because the book of R, hey, everything's right on target. No pun intended, because we just ship more rockets are going to that moon or that direction, let's call it, over the North Pole. They were shipping, and now the other countries keep launching this and that every day. Heavies, they're putting heavies into space, going to a moon. It's only 1 year away by rocket. Like, that's not that far. And then how far is this rock behind said moon that we're trying to divert? They honestly told you that. Like, nobody gives a shit. But anyways, if then the Earth is acting all goofy, is there something happening to the magnetic shields? And then they call it a pole flip. That way you're not paying attention. And here's the only thing. I'm not going to get it. I got to remind myself to do my volcano or my rock video based on the dream I had. So I'll do that on my next video. See how it's weird lightning out here in the middle of nowhere? Did you see these flashes? Not the ones on the bottom left, the ones out here up by Maine or whatever. You see that little doohickey right here? What was that? You see how that works? Is that an island? Look what they're doing here. That's a storm my ass. That's ocean east of the United States. Look at these are pock marks from lightning blasts, according to the radar. See how that works? Hang on, let me see if I can play this. So there must be a weird thunderstorm that ain't moving, just sitting right here. Let's play it. This is the last 1 hour. See how that storm's moving or not? What is that? Is that 5G in the ocean? See how that works? I'm gonna go back 12 hours. Oh my. This is the last 12 hours. That storm just sitting there. See how that works? Look at this. Interesting. That storm didn't move. You see how that works? Let's see if there's any clouds. No storm front. You see how that works? Just a lot of fucking electricity. I'm sorry I said the F word. Let the kids cover their ears. But if the F word's the worst thing you heard this year, you're not paying attention. See how that works? So we got a bunch of electrical activity just east of the United States. That's creepy, no? And we go back to their old radar. Wow, this is creepy, no? Where are we here? Yeah, that's east of Massachusetts, Connecticut. And then you go a little west of there, and you got these doohickeys in Canada really fired up again. Ottawa, you're getting zapped with something. Then there's Toronto. Vermont, you're getting a little tickler from Canada, by the way, into Burlington, Utica, Albany. You're getting some weird frequencies over there, or not, unless that's some kind of lightning or something. See how that works? And then this storm, I don't know where it's coming from yet. The big storm hitting the southwest. But here's your big snowstorm, but there's no clouds or none. I don't know how they're doing this. Just kidding around. I'm not going to really get into that right now, but something to do with that 20, let's say 22 degree to 32 degree line, which puts us right here. We'll end here with the Cuba death radar, the Fibonacci swing. Nobody's ever answered me. NASA, NOAA, the jerk offs with all the alphabet letters. Nobody could tell me if this somehow is related to why the United States government passed a law to pay disability checks to alphabet agents that were in Cuba, by the way, that got their brains freaking scrambled by a frequency initially reported by said government as crickets were the freaking cause. See how that works? But if crickets were the cause, you wouldn't have a law that issued to give these guys disability in the dark arts. See how that works? And then I keep asking, why is this now a day? It's at least 6 hours a day. This freaking thing's fired up, zapping, right over the top of Miami, Cape Coral. Was it Cape Coral? Half of Florida's being tickled with this thing. And then Russia just said yesterday, hey, USA, you don't get off your garbage power trip or whatever they're accusing us of, and then we're saying you are. But they said, you know what we're thinking of doing? Here's what we're thinking of doing. We're thinking of putting our boats in little rocket things, little, the bottle rockets for fireworks. We're going to park them right here where this little doohickey's at. Russia just said that yesterday, by the way. They're done with our rhetoric garbage. See how that works? And then they said they'll put a few boats in Venezuela. If they do that, said operation, they got the West Coast, they got Hawaii surrounded with secret boats in the water. They got fleets over there that I've shown you in my news feeds. I track it with radar. You can see it, whatever. And the military guys are doing it that are retired. They post it on the interwebs. I show it to you. Then we get the news that for the first time in history, this is a few months ago, the China military, there's double radar. Do you see that? It's going one way and the other. There's two radars. Watch the screen. Watch it carefully. There's one, and watch. You're going to see it pop. The other one went the opposite way underneath it. They just did a double pulse there, and that it just happened in the last few minutes. That's why it's now just showing up. It didn't happen when I first turned this on. That's almost live right now, within minutes. Right here. My screen's off with yours. Anyways, China was up for the first time ever in the water, let's say, splashing around with the rubber ducks between Japan, or just off the coast of Japan. See how that works? Well, what's between Japan and northern and southern United States West Coast? So let's say California to Washington. See how that works? So if you got Hawaii to the south, Japan to the north, and a fleet of rubber ducks from said Russia, say, in the CC piers that are moving closer to the said border of that country I'm talking about. Then you've had cargo ships parked there, some for a year now. I don't know why they could sit there for a year. I don't know what you got in there, except maybe these things that fly out of them, because that's the real technology that China actually invented. The top of these little storage containers opens up, and then like a slingshot thing comes right out. They go about 1,000 miles. See how that works? And then add in the hypersonic slingshot. See how that worked? That Russia invented and China now has also. And guess who else has one? North K. See how that works? And then fast forward to a couple days ago, I think it was Monday, NORAD issues a statement that, oh my, NK may have launched or did launch a weird doohickey slingshot. See how that works? And it may be heading, I'm guessing, to the West Coast. You know why? Because the FAA shut down all air traffic. I haven't remembered that happening since a day back on the 11th day of like the 9th month. And I think the year was '01. That's the last time I remember air traffic ever being halted or something garbage. And they're all stuttering pricks right now about what happened because nobody's saying anything except the FAA, but the rest of the agencies are all like. So then yesterday, I think it was, we get another alert. Oh my, NK just launched the third slingshot And by the way, they have a hypersonic slingshot too. See how that works? So now we got 3 countries with hypersonic slingshots practicing, because you remember, if you watch my channel a few weeks ago, China shot a slingshot, hypersonic slingshot, that went around the world in like 6 minutes or whatever, because it's very fast. It goes into outer space or inner outer space, whatever you call that garbage, and then it goes really quick and then drops down. And as it drops down over said target, I think there's like 12 extra slingshot ball bearings that can come off, let's say. So this slingshot's got a set of 12 balls on it that can then disperse over the top or the middle of, let's say, let's pick a country like the United States, for example. You know where the Midwest is for, I think that's the sweet spot they call it for the EM peckerhead or whatever the P letter means. And if that ever were to happen, let's just say, and China can now, oh, by the way, when China did their run, the United States military didn't even know they did it because it's so fast. See how that works? So when they did it, they only missed their target by 60 miles. How far is it around the world? I think 6,000 miles or something like that, or give or take a few inches. So if you go 6,000 miles and you only miss your target by 60 miles, and you're aiming for, let's say, Iowa, let's just guess, and then 12 ball bearings fall out of the sky over Iowa, but they don't hit the ground, let's say. They just go, you ever see the fireworks where that little light goes off in the air? And you can hear, like, you count how many seconds away, then you hear a sound. Those kind of doohickeys. It would be like that, but really big. It looked like the sun over your face. See how that works? But guess what would happen? Nothing, except all the power would go out. See how that works? So then I start thinking, like, I've done videos where I'm testing the power coming out of these doohickeys with like antennas coming out. They look like little robots, and there's like frequencies and shit. I don't know what you call them nowadays because you can't talk. But if you're new to my channel, I'm not having a stroke. I just gotta like talk in pictures, let's say. But right now I don't have the camera on, so I gotta do extra talking. So because you can't see my hand. Anyways, I started seeing, in other channels that pick up on it as well, there's this really, really thick fencing that was going up at all these places. That's called grounding, etc. That's called EM, and that letter pecker or whatever P. That's for shielding, and they even say they brag about whoever installed it, etc. And then I know some people are not that are in a business, let's say, of that kind of thing, not that one, but inside those things. And you know the wire, I think they call it -0 or some garbage. Do you ever see the ground wire for these low powered micromillimeter thingies? That's really low power. You see how that works? But now they had to upgrade all these panels and shit because they went to really, really high, let's say, high juices. I have held, let's call it, this thing in your hand, just a 6 foot section weighs like 35 pounds. It's a little coil, like just a little section that is super, super heavy. Look that up. And then I heard this crazy rumor that there's this thing called what do they call it? Dark fiber. Not that this is related to this garbage, because I don't know what these frequencies are, but we're talking frequency, let's say. Because supposedly they flipped a switch recently, and now a lot of people are getting sicker. Like, really? That's weird. All of a sudden, too, I don't know if you guys know anybody that are feeling weird. Literally, like, let me know in the comments, because I'm like, what are they doing? It's really creepy. But this dark fiber has already been run. They've been doing it for years. You guys thought they're installing this fiber optic garbage for your cable? Yeah, it is, but it's for a new cable. It's called 2.0. And it's supposedly hooked up to every house. The cords are all there. All they got to do is plug them in. That's what I heard, anyways, in a dream I had. This is wagschicago. You guys enjoy your Saturday or Sunday, whatever the hell day this is. I'll be back, though. I got to tell this story about this rock in the book and how this guy, I already did it last night. I'm going to clip it. A part of this story, I clipped. I did an hour and a half video last night, but I was all over the place. So I'm going to give you pieces today. I have to break it up. You guys will go nuts. I was all over. like I'm doing now. This is Wax Chicago. Have a great day. Godspeed, man. This is some biblical shit or whatever you call the last 5,000 years of history.